Hey, this is Mutsa Badri with another alive and fearless way to help you live a happy, healthy, and regret-free life. Now, tell me honestly, have you ever complained in your life? Right? We've all complained. So, we complain about everything from morning to evening. Now, maybe you're thinking, hey, no, I'm not such a complainer, but just try me out, hear me out, that we complain about the mornings, we complain about breakfast, the commute, the office, the housework, maybe your family members, your wife, your kids, your spouse. My kid is not waking up. It's so difficult to get him or her to school. My spouse, XYZ, we complain about food, we complain about the income, the opportunity, the market, the government, the rules, your colleagues at work, and each and every time that we are doing something, maybe you're complaining in the foreground or maybe it's happening in the background, but we are used to complaining. And this complaint comes from 5 people as we are growing up. So if you have not seen the Alive and Fearless core concept video, I highly recommend that you go watch it as a foundation to begin to live an alive and fearless life. And we learned that we are all born alive and fearless. But in the interaction of our 5 people as we are growing up, we create an artificial around the alive and fearless you. And this artificial you starts controlling your life, which is another personality, which is not the real you. The idea here is to begin to identify this artificial you and overcome this limitation by empowering the alive and fearless you that you are born to be. So if you are someone who's complaining, you already know that by complaining, nothing changes, right? You could complain about your friend, you could complain about your colleague or your income, or maybe your business, your employees, your opportunities, customers are not buying, people are asking for credit, the market is bad, the government is bad, the rules are wrong. You could complain about your own self also, that I'm not good enough, or I don't have the skills, or I don't have the ability, or I was not born in a rich family, or I have been taken advantage of. So there's so much complaining in so many areas, consciously or subconsciously. But that is an artificial way because we have learned this way from childhood. Remember when you were growing up, you heard people complaining about their life. Maybe your parents, maybe your friends, maybe someone in your school, or as you're growing up, society and friends. And this has become such a normal format pattern that sometimes we don't even realize consciously that yeah, I am complaining, right? Yeah, these are just complaints. I keep listening to this over and over and over and over again. But have you stopped to realize that what can be done? I mean, okay, I get it. Something is wrong. Someone's hurting you. Someone is being nasty, or something is not right in your life, or some people are not correct, or they are behaving what you don't want them or like them to behave. But that's fine. What is the alive and fearless way? How do I deal with complaining in a way that it helps me live a happy, healthy, and regret-free life? Because tell me honestly, when you are complaining, or when you're listening to complain, or when you are complaining, are you like proud of yourself, or do you regret? And that is the test. How do I know whether it's from artificial or alive and fearless me? And the test is, if I regret, like I'm complaining, I'm going on and on and on and on, and after that, like nothing has changed. Do you really feel proud of complaining? No, right? I mean, often we regret, like you wasted time, and what's the point? And then often we see a lot of people complain, and then they go back to their old life and not really do anything about it. So alive and fearless way, rather than complaining or rather than listening to complaints, what can you do? You cannot really change other people and situations and environment, right? But you can come back to yourself, and you can begin living an alive and fearless life by accepting. So the alive and fearless way is accepting. And when I say accepting, I don't mean that you accept whatever is happening in a way that puts you down or depresses you or makes you upset. You accept what's there in your life, but you're not limited by it, right? You're not like, oh my God, now my life is over. Oh, I was born in a poor family, or I had not got education, or I lost my job or a relationship, so it's the end of it. But you don't complain, but because of that person, or this happened or that happened, you accept it. That's the alive and fearless way. First step is you accept it. And what happens when you accept? The moment you accept, complaining stops. Because now you're saying that, okay, this person, this nasty person or this negative person is the way that person is. Okay, his nature is like this, or she is like this, or the environment or situation or people are like this. What can you do? And when you accept, it comes to yourself. Alive and fearless is not like, going out and changing people. The change happens only when you start to change yourself. So the good questions to ask after you accept, rather than complain that this is how it is what can I do to inspire the person, right? How do I contribute? How can I respond in a way that makes the situation more happier, healthier, right? What kind of response can I give that I don't regret? Because oftentimes when we are complaining, we are full of negativity, criticism, and then suddenly something happens and we, kind of tick and we react and we say things and do things which we regret. And we don't want you to live a regretful life. So you need to accept everything, including yourself. Yes, I am like this. Yes, I cannot do, or I get angry, or I get irritated, or whatever your lack is, or whatever something that you're not happy about yourself, or a habit or a nature, you accept it. And once you accept it, now you say, what can I do next to improve my situation? What can I do? How can I respond so that that person will not be negative towards me? How can I, what can I do to make the situation better rather than complain, right? Okay, something is not good, I'm complaining. Go ahead and communicate, right? Go ahead and talk to the person. Do something with the situation that can help you activate your alive and fearless you, and that can help you live a happy, healthy, and regretful life. So again, in this video, this new alive and fearless way is to stop complaining, stop listening to people's complaints, and taking your life in your hands and beginning to accept every situation, every result, everyone as they are at face value, but you're not like accepting it, but you're not limited by it, so you can do something about it. So always understand, being alive and fearless is where you have control and you can make the situation better by your presence, by your response, by your contribution, by what you say. Yeah, maybe two people are fighting and then, they're complaining and you get it in and you're saying, you always fight and I'm fed up with you and behaviors are not changing and it's always the same story. Rather than just adding on to the complaint, you can say, okay, you know what? Add something positive. Be alive and fearless. Say something which you will not regret, right? Add some happiness into the situation. Accept people the way they are. And when you start accepting and you open up your mind, you begin to live an alive and fearless life. I hope this video helps you stop complaining first within yourself. Very important, right? And accept situations, people and environment and yourself the way you are. At the same time, when people are complaining to you, don't take them as complaints. Don't accept the complaints. In fact, respond, react, contribute in a way which helps them become better persons and which helps you live an alive and fearless life, a life which is full of you being happy, healthy, and not regretting any behaviors that you do. Thank you so much for watching. If you have any question, post it below the video. We'll be happy to answer all your questions. Stay alive, stay fearless, dream big, stay strong, and I'll see you soon in the next Alive and Fearless Way.